Alright, so this is completely my first game in War Thunder Ground Forces. It's going out in the reserve tanks, USSR reserve tanks. There was a lot of detail in this coming from World of Tanks. It is incredible how the tank reacts to the terrain. That is the first thing that I noticed. I didn't get out of spawn, and I was in awe by how the tank was reacting and rolling over to the terrain. Also, during the settings setup, it's frankly, it's amazing. I mean, coming from World of Tanks, I don't want to keep saying that. It's incredible. Like, you can set up your transmission, you can shift your own gears, you can watch your engine RPM, you have to compensate for bullet drop, which you see me not doing very well right here, since this is the first person I've ever shot at in this game. Throwing some shots into the dirt right under the tank there. I don't even realize it because I'm an idiot and I'm still kind of learning here. But it is gorgeous compared to World of Tanks. It's what I expected coming from War Thunder, the aviation aspect of it. And it's not disappointing so far. Granted, I have driven about 500 yards, but so far I think it's quite incredible. The one thing I noticed right there is that it tells you when the tank's being aimed at in like sniper mode, it tells you what's been damaged on the tank. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure how realistic that is, knowing exactly what was damaged on the enemy's tank, because that gives you now the ability to maneuver or react accordingly. That's not something I'm particularly excited about. So right now I'm kind of just messing with my controls and scanning. Completely new to me. Actually, the reason why I didn't start recording right off the bat is I didn't even have a reverse button bound. That's pretty pro for you right there. Now I think I figured out and understand the bullet drops. Now I'm gonna actually try to hit something at distance once I realize, again, that I'm not compensating for bullet drop. I think that's where it finally clicked and I'm seeing my shots hit the dirt.
Let's go! Our sector is under artillery barrage!
And I try to get it figured out here.
On target!
But the graphics are great. I mean, the dirt flying up in front of the camera, that's pretty incredible. I like how you have to lead the targets both laterally and vertically. I mean, the artillery coming in, it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really have much to say on it yet since this is so new. This is just my absolute first impressions. Let's see if I can hit something on the move. There we go. Getting a little better at it. Now, if this were World of Tanks, I'll be maneuvering a lot more. Right now, I am literally complete noob mode. I am trying to figure out everything. So I'm kind of taking baby steps here. Especially in a medium tank, I would not be just sitting here slugging it out long distance. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sniping a medium tank. It's actually great for that, but you know, I would be maneuvering for shots. I wouldn't be sitting here just waiting now. There we go. I'm getting a little better at the whole bullet drop and lead thing. The one thing I'm noticing and that I really do like is that this is going to be way more dynamic than World of Tanks. You look at the map, Unlike World of Tanks, you do not have two bases with like 3 avenues of approach that tanks are just boxed up and stacked up, shooting at each other. It is very repetitious. You know exactly what type of tanks are going to be where. You can look at the beginning of the game, and you'll be able to see, okay, this half of the team's going to be exactly here, and this half of the team's going to be exactly here. Now, you're obviously going to have parts of the map that are advantageous, and that are going to be grabbed up quick by the mediums and secured until the heavies arrive, and of course that's going to happen. But with the terrain and the avenues of approach and the camo values and stuff like that in this game, it's going to be much more dynamic. It is not going to be as straightforward as I'm going to go to this corner and I know exactly what's going to be around it, and I know exactly what I have to do, and it's basically who masters these really simple concepts, is going to reign victorious. It's going to be much more like World of Planes. Disregard. Much more like War Thunder. World of Planes is garbage. World of Planes is to War Thunder Aviation as World of Tanks is to this right off the bat. It just lacks complete any type of dynamic or versatility or out of the box thinking. And I think that's what this game has going for it. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot wrong with it. I'm sure my second and third and fourth and fifth game, every game I play, I'm going to find things I probably don't like. But this is closed beta, and frankly, the core concept of allowing better players to play better, because they can use the map, they can use the terrain, they can use their ability to outsmart and outmaneuver without just having a few avenues of approach, I think will make this game much more interesting, especially for players who do enjoy depth and dynamic and I guess you could say detail. I'm not saying in World of Tanks better players don't shine, of course they do, but like I said, it's mastering a few simple concepts where I feel like this game will be much more complex. Granted, when you're new to a game, it always seems more complex, but just using a common sense approach and looking at the terrain, I'm going to say that with the terrain alone, this will end up being more complex. There's more dips, there's more valleys, there's more trees. The shrubs fall over. Unlike World of Tanks where you can just ride in and out of shrubs, the shrubs fall over. That's going to give away your position. It's looking hopeful. I'm excited.